because a lot of actors kind of get this thing of, oh, well, I'm always casted as this person, so I'm always going to talk like this, and I'm going to do every performance like
they
this.
Get stuck in
Exactly,
into
they
the
don't try
character.
to break their patterns.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Department Spotlight, this show where we talk to our friends and colleagues about different things happening in the industry. Today we are talking about acting, but don't worry, I know Mark acted in one of the movies, but we're not talking to Mark. He's irrelevant. We're talking to some proper actors who you've seen in some of the other films. We've got Daniela Caprine, who is new, sort of fresh to the industry, just graduated last year. But then we'll also she's going to be interviewing Tanja Franzen and Wentzel Lombard about just how acting works in South Africa, some tips that they have to share. I think this is going to be a very interesting chat.
Insightful.
Very insightful, I'm sure. And hope you guys like it. Let's go into that.
Hi everyone, I'm Daniela Caprine and I am a budding actress.
I am Wentzel Lombard, and I pretend that I'm an actor.
Hi, I'm Tanja, and these are my friends. Cool.
Cool. So, welcome to the podcast, everyone.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Did you both go and study drama? And in your opinion, do you think a performer should go study if they want to become a professional?
That's a hectic question, yeah.
Because I know there are some actors who truly inspire me who haven't gone to varsity to study drama, and they are brilliant. And then there are other actors who say that you should. And all of them are in Hollywood or really big in the UK. So I think either can work, but in your opinion, what do you think?
I'll start.
It's really tough, I know.
Okay, I'm the untrained actor here between the two
Oh,
of us.
really?
I did a lot of courses.
Okay.
I did a lot of short courses. I never studied drama. I have an advanced diploma in contemporary dance and choreography. And I have a degree in English and creative writing, but like I don't have a performance degree.
Okay.
I think the only place you could have done it back then was University of Pretoria and TUT actually back in the day. But once again, I didn't know that you could go study drama, so I never did. But I did make sure that I especially did a lot of acting for film courses, because I find that that's it's a technical thing that a lot of naturally gifted actors need to come to terms with. So I would highly recommend that everybody does a sort of a film acting course. And I just think it helps with terminology, and there are certain technical aspects that you can't be so highfalutin that you think they're not going to apply to you in some point. You know, it helps you to know what people are talking about when they're talking about a medium close-up or a close-up or a wide or an establishing shot. Like stuff like that is really important to know. Although probably not really important, but it helps.
Yeah.
And it helps you to know what's available to access emotions or to get into a character. And there are like really cool tricks and stuff that you can learn. But I mean, yes, you can learn them when you're on set, or you can learn them from your friends or your peers. But I do recommend that people don't necessarily have to go and study drama. But I do think you need to familiarize yourself with the various aspects of film and stage and TV. And you will learn on the job and always be willing to learn. Mm-hmm. But for me personally, I've had someone tell me they're glad I didn't go to drama school, a director, because he said it probably would have killed you or killed that thing. And I understand that coming from a dance background, like there's a certain rigidity to doing a degree that can dampen something inside. That the uniqueness can be squashed, and then you're sort of expected to just be like all the generic other blonde girls.
I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
So I'm wary of that, but I do definitely think there is value in studying any field, because it expands you as an individual, it expands your skill set. But for performance arts, I think it's more imperative that you spend a lot of time with yourself, and as an actor, spend a crap load of time observing people, observing yourself, being really honest with yourself, securing your identity as a performer, and knowing what you want to do, knowing what you're headed towards, and working specifically on that. But that's just my untrained opinion.
Moving on to you now.
I study drama. It's a difficult question to answer because, as you said, you get. I mean, if you once you look at someone like, for example, Charlize, because everyone always talks about her, she didn't study drama. But then you look at someone like Meryl Streep, who did study it very intensely. I think a lot of the time it's also a personality thing. I'm kind of someone who wants to know what's going to happen. I don't want to be caught with my pants down. So I was a little bit of a Hermione Granger in college. I was very much like, what are we learning? How am I applying this? All of these things. But yes, I think what's more difficult is when you are a performer who is, because actors will always lean to either more camera or more theatre. And I find that people who are very experienced in camera have a hard time transitioning to theatre. Whereas if you come from a theatrical background, it's easier to adapt to camera.
I see.
But theatre is very much about studying and you know, finding your voice and using your voice and your body and everything. For me, I'm glad I did. I wish I studied somewhere else, but I'm glad I studied. But also to add on to what Tanja said, I learned a lot from the courses that I attended after I studied. Sometimes I think I learned a bit more from them.
From the other courses, the shorter ones.
Yes, like the film acting and Lesac and so on. And also you learn on the job, you do. No matter how prepared you are, you're always going to learn something that you didn't know before.
Yes.
But yes, I think in the country that we live in, it would probably be safer to study because you have more options of what you can do career-wise. Whereas if you don't study, you are kind of, I mean, either way, you're taking a chance, but I think you're taking a bigger chance if you didn't study, if that makes sense.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's
interesting.
The reason is, or one of the reasons that is true is because, for one, we don't have a lot of open calls in South Africa, so for good reason.
Yes.
But you struggle to find an agent if you don't have a drama degree. Even if you do, I have friends who have drama degrees, you know, master's degrees, and struggle to get agents. And without an agent, you don't get an audition.
Yes. Yeah.
And
so you would say
even-
it's vital to get one for sure.
Yes.
To try and
But
get an agent.
to join an agency, if you want to make it in this country, you need to join an agency, or you need to make really good movies by yourself. It's the only way to get seen by casting directors and things, and even casting directors who know you will not be made aware of a brief if you don't have an agent, because agents are handled by the PMA, and there's all these fees and there's all these arrangements that need to be made, and it's tough. It's tough. I didn't have an agent for a long time, and it was a drought. It was incredibly hard because you just don't have any work.
And then you did mention typecast. Do you think it's possible to like break through that, or is it very rare to do something like that?
Someone once told me that if you're getting typecast, roll with it until you're someone who can call the shots, which is really frustrating. Someone asked me this weekend what sort of roles I always book, and I always book like the psycho, the druggy, always like that, the darker roles.
Kind of, okay.
Which I like because they're very interesting characters. Honestly, I don't think romantic leads hold a lot of excitement for me as a lead option or as an acting choice. But the thing is, I will keep playing those characters until I can stand up and write my own film, or go, you know what, I don't want to play this kind of character anymore. I'm going to take a chance and play the romantic lead maybe, or whatever. But I do think it's tricky to break out of it, and I think it is such a finely timed thing. I haven't been confronted with it personally, so I don't have any experience in breaking out of it. But
It is.
it's a strange thing,
Yeah.
typecasting.
I think the big challenge is, for example, I did a guest appearance in a comedy, and what happened was the actor who was supposed to play the part dropped out the day before, and they were all going crazy, and then the one producer remembered me from another show where I played a similar character.
Oh,
And he said, I know who can play a queen, it's Wentzel. And so...
So fun.
Yeah. So then I got the part, but I made a point of playing it very differently from...
That character.
Yes, like the first one was very extroverted, so I made this one very shy. And I think... because it's inevitable, I think, that you are going to be typecasted, but you need to... The challenge is to find the difference between those characters, because a lot of actors kind of get this thing of, oh, well, I'm always casted as this person, so I'm always going to talk like this, and I'm going to do every performance like
they
this.
get stuck in...
Exactly,
into a
they don't try
character.
to break their patterns. And I mean, that's what's going to show people that you are able to do different things. But a lot of it also has to do with just the right moment. A lot of the time, it's just you got to the audition and the person they actually wanted didn't show up, and then they chose you, or...
Or you get a director who chooses you because
Exactly.
You were typecast, and then he goes, hey, let's try something else, and then you end up in making completely different choices, and it's an entirely different character. But I do very much agree, just because you get cast in the same sort of roles doesn't mean you have to approach all of them as the same character. You can find nuanced differences in every single human being, no matter how similar they are. So if you make a deliberate choice to make the character interesting for you, it won't read as, oh, it's just Tanya playing herself again, or Tanya playing this. I mean, you can see Jennifer Aniston in all of Jennifer Aniston's
Always.
roles, but there's something interesting in them that's makes you go, huh, okay.
You see a bit of uniqueness in
each character,
she plays.
even if it is the gazillionth rom-com. I do think it gets very hard, but it's up to you to make it interesting, I guess.
For sure, yeah.
Cool, thanks for watching, and thank you to Tanja, Wentzel and Daniela for sharing their insights on acting. If you're interested in any of the shirts that Jaco and I are always wearing in the BTS, and any of the crew members, please show your interest in the comment box and other ways of contacting us. And then we'll try and set up a store. Cool, so thank you for watching, and like and subscribe. Do the things that YouTubers tell you to do on the other videos that you watch on YouTube.
And until next time, go out and make your movie.